Welcome to the bold analysis. I have several messages in my DM with you asking me, Kevin, what exactly is happening in Siaya? For the first time, I want to look at the Orengo issue. I just arrived from our county. Over this weekend, I was in Siaya County. And I think I spoke to a couple of leaders there who are very senior members of this channel and are really apprised of what is happening there. So I wanted to, I know you've listened to many of the analysis, but please take time. There is absolutely some 2 or 3 reasons why you need to listen to this podcast, because there is something that I've listened to people, there is something they're not talking about, and I want us to address it here. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos. And thank you very much for supporting our podcast. We do this each and every day because of your support. Subscription is absolutely free. The advantage here is when you subscribe to our channel, you'll receive notifications whenever we publish our videos. Now, without much ado, I want us to get to this. The last time James Orengo was in public was on 27th of June. That is more than 1 month ago. And it is when this photo was taken. This is the day Orengo hosted Kenya Ports Authority, a delegation by Kenya Ports Authority over some ferry project in Siaya. And they were discussing that ferry project. Since then, Orengo disappeared from the public. And from, if you check the governor's social media page, you will clearly see the county secretary, Joseph Ogutu, and Speaker Okode taking over, or rather representing governor in different forums. And of course, this is what has sparked the speculation about the absence of Orengo. So let us start here. James Orengo has been unwell. And of course, according to the reports we had, of course, he was going to the hospital on and off. And don't ask me how do we know. The hospitals are in this country and the doctors are Kenyans. And of course, he's also a public officer. So, of course, this information can no longer be secret about him being in the hospital. So his condition that has not been revealed, and of course must not be revealed because of his own privacy, was being managed here in the country before a decision was made for Orengo to be flown to India. And it is confirmed Orengo was flown to India the first week of July. And if you check this photo, this was taken when the governor was in India. You will clearly see that he looked feeble. He looked a bit weak. And is a human being. And someone can be sick. Yeah. Even me, Mkimskia, I'm really struggling. I'm not well. While there is no legal requirement, while there is public, of course, public speculation is there, but there is no legal requirement that because he's a governor, when he's sick, we are supposed to be told his medical condition. That is not there. So this discussion about him being poisoned, that I saw Maverick Aoko moving around, of course, peddling here, I think that information was reckless. Yes, that is the word. That information was reckless. And it was a very careless one, especially at a time when sometimes I look at some information and I'm like, okay, when you sit down and start saying that, what exactly are you up to? What exactly do you might think you're getting clicks, but what kind of damage are you causing to that? So I have also been reliably informed that Orengo is back in the country. And people from Siaya, I can promise you that your governor will be back. Yes, very soon he will make a public appearance. He's already back in the country and his situation is being closely monitored here. And of course, we hope that he'll be back. So I will address the poison aspect.
Went through a process of negotiation and that matter was settled within a court framework. The reason why I'm saying that what the doctors are asking for are not outlandish, they are not out of the ordinary, and I believe that they are not things that can make us go into hostility or meet violence against the doctors or talk at each other instead of talking with each other. For example, the doctors are talking about the expedition of the promotion of all doctors who are due for promotion. They're not saying promote every doctor, they're saying those who are due for promotion. And if you look at the number of demands that they have made, if you go through them sequentially, there are demands which can be dealt with within the context of the law and the Constitution. And the government, the national government and the county government have got responsibility and obligations under the Constitution. Under Article 43 of the Constitution, the government, and that will include the national government and the county government, are supposed to provide medical services or health at the highest attainable standards.
You understand that Governor Orengo has been a strong critic of President Ruto. And last time he led a delegation from Siaya County who met the president. After, of course, he came out publicly to castigate William Ruto's position on a number of things, especially after the J25, of course, even around the protest and all that. Now, from this point, from that viewpoint, this narrative of poison was brought up. And let me tell you, if you check the source, Maverick Kaoko and a few, one, they wanted to achieve clicks. Oh yeah, people will click. You know, sometimes people want to hear. There are things people want to hear. People want to hear clicks, want to achieve clicks. But of course, they want to justify that that happened because of, you know, differences of the two. I am not disputing it, but I'm saying from my standpoint, and of course from that which I know, is that the condition that Orengo has been with did not just start like abruptly. Something that started sometime. So the Statehouse poison story, however, I was in Siaya. And that story has captured the people. Yeah. When you talk to border guys around, I told you I moved around the country, quite a significant chunk. Siaya is big, Pia. Lego, Game, Usonga, all that. Kenya, you know, it's just a big place. And it has really grabbed him, and people are buying that. Now, even Raila had to go there to tell them about it. Now, let me tell you, the Constitution did not envision what's happening in Siaya. And this is why the whole poison story for me is a smoke screen. The Constitution of Kenya envisioned what happens when the governor is not there. So as to whether the governor is sick, is in India, is in Germany, or is in Nairobi, it's a non-issue. The question should be, are county functions going on well? If you have a relative working in the county, and you have a relative or a friend who is an MCA, and you have someone who is a cabinet, if you talk to 10 of them, they will tell you there is a big problem there. Yes, Shida iko. And you will understand that the county, of course, they must not show us. They must not show that, they must not come and start telling you, so governor was taking this hospital, then here, then that is the governor is doing the country, blah, blah, that is not there. But what needs to happen is that in the absence of the governor, the deputy governor should work. When this letter emerged, this was the fake resignation letter that allegedly he had resigned. The people who crafted this letter, I saw ODM first to flag it as fake, of course. The motive of this was to bring to the limelight that the governor is not there. Because from this resignation letter, this resignation letter had a caveat there that, he's resigning because of his health status. I can see this. This letter came from the CIA there, just within. It is not a national government thing. This one came from Huko. Someone wanted to alert the country that the governor is not in the country. And immediately, Speaker Okode made this statement.
I wish to clarify first and foremost that I have not received that alleged letter, and therefore it does not exist on record. And in fact and in law, it does not exist. The governor is functioning and addressing, directing his cabinet and his administration as per the mandate he got from the people, statutes, and the Constitution of Kenya. And I therefore want to take this opportunity to condemn in the strongest terms possible such allegations, because they are nothing but fake. You remember they started by saying the governor has been poisoned. When that didn't realize any fruits, then they started writing some petitions which are not based on any law. I want to urge the public to ignore such falsehood and wait for the governor who should be reporting to office in due course.
Now, this is the issue. This is why I told you, if you come from SIA, you need to watch this podcast. And you're interested about the governance in SIA County, you need to watch this. When, in absence of the governor, the deputy governor is the person who is supposed to discharge those mandates, is the principal assistant. But what is happening here is the speaker and the county secretary are the ones that are running the county affairs. Of course, they're the ones that are running some delegations, some jobs, of course, some activities that are supposed to be done by the governor. And this is what is in the limelight. This is the real thing down there. That's why there is an information that I've said that all is well. Things are moving. Poison. The one poisoned one now is a national one. Everyone, I think even when you're watching this podcast, some of you wanted to hear me saying that, Ruto poisoned Orengo. Where? Where is the evidence? Of course, me in this podcast, we said we must say what it is. The real issue is this. And at this point, I want you to listen to this word by Odour. William Odour Denge is the deputy governor. And he pointed out this fact. Also, remember, the deputy governor don't know about this. He also pointed out about this.
This is very important. Recent developments have caused some confusion regarding the respective roles of the county executive and the county assembly. I wish to provide clarity. The county assembly, led by the Honorable Speaker, is a distinct and independent arm of government, as outlined in Article 185 of the Kenyan Constitution. Its role is legislative. It enacts laws, it approves budgets, and it provides oversight. It is not an extension, this is very important, it is not an extension of the executive, nor is it mandated to perform administrative functions. such as representing a governor in functions or in events. Equally, the executive, under the leadership of the governor, remains responsible for implementing laws and managing day-to-day county operations. I call upon all leaders and institutions, specifically the Speaker of County of Siaya, Honorable Jojo Kode, to respect this separation of powers and to safeguard the institutional boundaries that ensure good governance and constitutional order.
So, of course, the situation has been so bad. And I think it should be an eye-opener. A situation where the governor is not there, cannot be able to work, as for whatever reason or wherever he is, whether he's outside the country or in the country, the person who's supposed to work is the person who's supposed to delegate, to of course, to play his role, is the deputy governor, because that is his principal assistant. Now, but that is not the situation. They fell out some time back. His office is locked. And let me tell you, Odour akijaribu kuingia kwa ofisi yake, magunsu wanamtoa. Like, the place is very hostile that Odour cannot even step in his house, his office. Hawezi. Someone was even making a joke that he doesn't even stay in his home. So what the absence of the governor is supposed to bring to the limelight is the racking relationship with the deputy governor. I am seeing all the bloggers shouting about poison in Statehouse. And we want to think that is the issue. That is not the issue for someone who is looking at governance. That is not the issue. This issue about poison, that's a personal thing of, mtu anaweza kuwa mgonjwa. And as I say, there are Orengos who are talking about that. That is a reckless one. We have always elevations about President Ruto, but when it comes to this, if it is it's not. It is what it is. And Odour, he's speaking in the Luo. He spoke in some Luo station here. He talked about, he actually gave the country his peace of mind, how things are bad in the county.
I am integrity Odour, because I am above board, I'm above reproach. Okaja mi badhi. Aye ni mondo acham matin mayudoni toki kama japiny nikech mano lana. Koro chali kopona resign sani to yo mibadhi gi bro bedo free for omera jogo dwaya kosiaya. Nikoro William Odour onge kata. Ingen sani kata giyako to giyako ka giyawo wang'gi matin giluor. Nikech ging'e ni Siaya manyien podi tumo uchunguzi. To by the way, sani dozi ya mara mbele ka ok bichalo nigi dhi muoch maratari mbele ka. An go dozi ya Siaya kod kaka pesa chamre kod weche mege impressed kod kaka.
Now let me tell you, I wasn't here over the weekend. Orengos inner circle and the cabinet paints a picture of complete capture of the county by powerful forces, as the public is being hoodwinked with Statehouse poisoning story. The Statehouse poisoning story is what is in the headline. When you go to those areas, the border guys, when everyone's talking about Ruto poisoned Orengo, I am not absolving Ruto of such, but I'm just telling you the real problem in Siaya is not as to who poisoned Orengo so, or what is Orengo and Orengo. That is not the issue. The issue is the constitution envisioned a situation where if the governor cannot delegate his duty, if the governor cannot execute his duties, those duties are delegated to the governor, deputy governor. And here, even some MCS from Ugenya, they took a petition, some elders from Ugenya, and I listened to their speech.
Somebody coming to address the same. Where is the governor? Where is the deputy governor? The second item on petition is that in the course of the absence of these two holders of the office of the governor, the Speaker of the County Assembly of Siaya has been seen to be attending functions in the county, which is okay, but he has proceeded also to perform, to execute functions that are meant for the executive. And the third thing is the citizens are concerned because by the Speaker performing duties that are meant for the executive, there is an obvious conflict of interest because he is not going to, he can't pass the budget, he can't execute functions of the executive. And the fourth thing that the citizens have sent us is to ask for the entire hazard process when, if at all, the budget for 2025 and 2026 for Siaya County government has been passed, the citizens would want the such details of the budget to be made public.
Yeah. One thing I like with some, of course, some the public, the public are informed. They know we need to petition the county assembly, we need to petition the, and he's raising the same issue. The things I'm saying, did you hear that MCA talking about poisoning? Did you hear that leader talking about, he's not talking about poisoning. The poisoning is for the national story. But the really issue here is the governor is away. Those who are doing his roles is not the deputy governor. There's some people that work on behalf of powerful forces that should not be allowed to immerse their hands in the county coffers. I want to interpret what's happening in Siaya by just simple three reasons. Orengo's disappearance, of course, is condition. I cannot lie that I've seen him. I've not. But I need to say here that tunaweza muona tu, he's our governor. Yes, he's our governor. So, he's our governor. The camp that want to use this situation to capture Siaya are the ones that are running this kind of propaganda. Yes. Can you confirm whether Siaya budget has been passed? Can you confirm? Ask. Oh, Staki. So ask someone. Budget sasa ilishapitishwa. And what is the status of its implementation? But I see also there is a very huge cover-up on what exactly is happening. Those who are supposed to account for what's happening are the executive. There's a county secretary. He can inform the people about the absence of their governor. Yes, they can. Someone can even take sick leave. I remember Nakuru governor was away on maternity leave for long. Did she make an explanation that I went to give birth? No. But later came and explained herself. Like, Orengo is a human being, she can fall ill. The people should not be so focused about all this. The issue in Siaya is about a cover-up of an absence of a governor that is supposed to. And let me tell you something. Siaya has Ugenya, Alego, Bondo. Speaker comes from Bondo. Governor comes from Ugenya. The DG, the deputy governor, was actually coming from Alego. So he was kicked out. And it's already creating a storm there. If he manages to hold grip of, and that gentleman called William Odour was supposed to be governor in 2013 before some monkey business was done so that Rasanga to become the governor. He was I remember I left school, university, tuliendaga ile election yetu, that by election I think. Tienda to elect the governor. And it's very huge. Orengo poison, to me, is not something is within our range to comment about. It's that personal health and not so much to do, and we don't want to charge the masses over baseless narrative, of course, without tangible evidence. If that would be the situation, I don't think Orengo would hide. We'll just make the public know, yes, I went to Statehouse and I was poisoned. But the real thing is what I've told you. Tonani man.